pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watch, words of gallantly stream. And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. That was awesome. Welcome back.
Great way to start the show.
Yeah, it's awesome. So we're going to have a fun guest. I'm looking forward to it. I only talked to John a few times, but I know we're going to get along really well. And he asked that this is a family-friendly show. I said, not really. So I think I think he wants to know if he could cuss and stuff. I'm like, yeah, you can. I cleaned it up a little bit, but so there's a couple of things I want to tell you about John. So he's a J6er. He's a political prisoner. I don't give a shit what you liberal scumbags say. He was a political prisoner like everybody that was locked up and incarcerated for that, right? He's also a Proud Boy. There you go. There you go. Proud Boy. I bought this at Goodwill, you liberal scumbags. So this was bought at Goodwill. I was there. I got it for $1.50. I painted it yellow for the Proud Boys because it's supposed to represent hating Nazis. Well, then you better boycott Goodwill. You got to boycott them. They sell this stuff, right? So he's a Proud Boy. He's a Proud Boy. And so we're going to have, and one other thing that I like about the guy I just found out right before we got on the show. His mother is like my mother. My grandparents came from Italy through Ellis Island. And his dad's mostly Polish, like my dad. Even though my next name's Newsom, but dad's mostly Polish. I had one grandma speak Italian. I got the other one speak Polish, right? And for those of you to watch the show all the time, and it probably affected some of the stuff that John went through when he was young, the Italian side got you into crime. The Polish side gets you caught. So you had to get a real fucking job. That's what happened. So welcome, John. We'll just wing it, right?
Yeah, sounds good.
Like a little bit whatever you want about you and yourself, your background, that's up to you. And then talk about January 6th and everyone knows what happened, but like, is it specific to you? And then the stuff that's important to me that we talked about a little bit is, how you were treated inside the prison system, how you guys were really treated like fucking political prisoners.
Tortured.
Yeah. The bullshit that you went through. I want people to hear that, right? Even the worst, most guilty person who wasn't really the truth on January 6th doesn't deserve this shit, man. Nobody deserved it. I have police officer friends in Chicago and special agents that retired. And if a cop, you didn't beat up a cop or anything, but even those that beat up a cop, they're like, my friends tell me they're lucky if they get fucking arrested, let alone sit in jail in the hole for a year or don't even know what they're charged for, right?
Well, I mean, look at what's going on right now with these rioters in LA. We're dismissing charges for him right now. The guy that was handing out the bionic face masks, the DOJ just dropped charges against him and 7 other people that were attacking ICE agents in California. Whereas you guys went to DC, walked around peacefully. I don't know if you went in the building or not, John. I forgot to ask before we got started, but a lot of people didn't even go in the building. They ended up with more jail time than these people will that actually were attacking federal agents in LA.
Yeah. So, John, give us a little bio. You know, whatever you want. Just pick it up from there. You got to talk a little bit about your hot girlfriend too.
Yeah, no, she's a wild one for sure. We'll get to her in a little bit, but just a quick is, I get out and I'm speaking to groups of people around the region where I lived, and I was landscaping and getting back to work and life, and then I met her, and then it's been even more of an adventure because now we're traveling around the world. We got back from France, Monaco, Turkey. I mean, and like I said, I mean, it went from speaking around the region to speaking all over the country, and then even meeting with documentary film crews in France and just weird stuff. I mean, living in LA now.
Yeah.
When I got my pardon, I was going to move to Florida because that's like the best part of the country. And then I met her, and now we're in Hollywood and doing the thing. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. But the song that you put up that I was a part of, it was 20 of us in the jail. So I got arrested early. They put a bunch of us in the DC jail, gave us our own pod. The rest of the jail was normal, and we were different. And we were solitary confinement for years. A solid year at like the worst solitary confinement, like hardcore. And then another year of like really fucked up. And then like the third year, it got a little better in the DC jail because we had been shining a light so long on that place. Yeah, solitary confinement for 2 years, denied visitation for 2 years. Think about that. They came in the pod and announced that we could sign our families up for visitation on January 6th, 2023. The exact anniversary, 2 years later, now you can see your family when the whole rest of the jail was seeing their families. And we didn't get video visit, nothing. We never saw their faces for 2 years. That was not allowed. The guards thought we were all terrorists, so they treated us accordingly. Beatings, abuse, sprayed to face for no reason, just abuse, and then denial of food for punishment. They would spike our food with cleaning chemicals and bleach. They would deliver it to us like we gave them their food. They denied it. It's like, yeah, because it smells like bleach, asshole. But there was those occasions of black mold everywhere, brown water. We had to deal with it. And I don't think people realize how just two of those are really bad. That will break you is the solitary with no visitation. Think about that. You're locked in a box for years, and you're not allowed to see the faces of anyone you know. Not on video, not behind a glass, not in person, nothing. You talk to them on a phone, and you do a 15-minute call during your hour of rec, and then you got to get in the shower, and you got to also maybe use the microwave to heat up some coffee. So you got to do that in an hour. Every day you get an hour, and you don't even get it every day. You don't see the outside world. Your window does not open. So we don't go outside rec for over a year or something until finally they caved and let us have like an hour once a week. You know what I mean? They go outside. It's insane what just the simple things they can do to you that really fuck you up. You know what I mean? So I not only am suing the government for the mistreatment, but I'm also part of any settlement that I'll ever agree to is I want some government official, definitely not President Trump, because he's the only one that has remembered us, cared for us, and didn't forget us. And he does not deserve to have to do this role. Maybe Pam Bondi or someone official at the DOJ. I want an apology. I want a public apology on behalf of the government of the previous administration. I just Trump saved our lives. He's my hero. He's got my undying 100,000% loyal support. I know people disagree with certain things he does and things. That's politics. We can't agree on everything. But you know what? In the end of the day, he is. I can't say enough good things about him. I just love that man.
I'd say Joe Biden owes you an apology, but he probably doesn't remember any of this.
Yeah, and when they arrest him for treason or whatever they're gonna get him on, because I know he's corrupt with Ukraine and China money going from his son to him. So whatever they arrest him on, when they get him, I don't care how old and then messed up his memory is.
Right.
They tried to put Trump in prison for the rest of his life. I don't care if Joe Biden doesn't even remember where he is and who he is. I want him to spend every last day of his life in prison. The cancer diagnosis comes out, and it sucks when someone get cancer, and everybody, and everybody on our side, I'm not going to badmouth them because they want to send him well wishes, but I witnessed the worst torture Americans have witnessed in probably forever. I mean, other than the fucking slavery. I mean, going back to, this is insane what they did to us. So you know what? I'm not wishing him well wishes. I wish he stays alive long enough to get tried and convicted and go to prison.
I agree with you, John. I just want to jump in here because so people understand that, that watch the show, 35 years ago, I went to state and federal prison, and I had maybe just like 5.5 months total in the hole. So just so people understand, 1 year in the hole is like 10 years in prison in general population. So when you're in the hole, right, you're locked up. It's prison within a prison, right? So these guys shouldn't even have been there in prison, let alone prison in the prison. And you get breakfast, right? You get that shitty, you can't get commissary. You get that shitty ass breakfast. And then you go from breakfast to lunch. That seems like a fucking week in itself, maybe a day. Then you go from lunch to dinner, right? Those are the little incremental things you try to keep yourself sane, right, John, as you go through this bullshit. And then you got dinner and you're like, oh my God, it's all the way till the morning. I got breakfast, and you try to, there's nothing to do, man. There's nothing to do. That is more torturous. When I was first put in the hole, it's difficult to be away from your family. It's difficult to be away from your freedom. And then also have to live with a bunch of animals that yell at the TV and all that bullshit. That's another problem. But the most difficult time that I've had was that time in the hole. I was in there maybe for, I don't know, maybe 2 hours before I realized how long I was I remember grabbing the bars after 2 hours, screaming like, fuck, I'm going to be in here for months. Right. And then with you guys, you had no idea how long you're going to be in there. So that makes it even longer. People have to understand that's fucking torture. It's absolutely torture.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah. We hear you.
Oh, shit. I just dropped there. No, you're right. It's not only torture, but, we can get into it a little bit later. My personal story and my history. But, I'm not, when I was younger, I made mistakes and I had run in with the law. And I've been through the system in Virginia.
Yeah.
So it's like when we got locked up and we got put in a DC jail, all these guys are all family men, business owners. The one silver lining that we had was that we were in a pod together, at least. So we could talk through the wall, could event, stuff like that. We're getting to know these guys, meeting people for the first time, and got to mention that song. We sang the national anthem every single night from day one. We were actually in the bus on the way there, looking forward to being with, at least because we were in I was in one jail for a week and then another jail for a week or so on my way to DC. And of course, you're around regular inmates and all the things, but we finally knew we're on our way to DC where there's other of us and we're going to see our brothers, our patriot brothers. And we were so excited. It's funny because we were so excited and patriotic and excited to meet them in shackles in a van. Think about this: three J6er's. I was Jeffrey Sable, Patrick McCoy, and Nick Alvear, and me. And then there's a regular guy, just a black guy, right? And we're talking. We're like, hey, he's jamming. He's black dude's cool too. We're all cool. And we were just so excited. We wanted to sing national anthem. We couldn't wait till we got there. And one of the guys was like, man, we should sing it right now. And the black dude's like, just please don't. It was funny. He was like, please don't. He was dealing with us because we were super patriotic, but he was like, come on, we're locked in a bus together, like a little van together right now. But it was funny. But yeah, we sang the national anthem.
When you sang that song, right, that we just played right in the beginning, how was that recorded? And then taken out to the
yeah. So we sang every day, and I guess President Trump, or President Trump, ex-president at that time, and came back. But he heard about it, and we didn't know. We were asked by Cowboy Logic, Don and Donna Newen, got hooked it up.
Yeah.
And I think Ed Henry had something to do with it, stuff like that. And they wanted us to sing into the phone. So anywhere between 15 to 50 of us, J6er's, in that pod at any given time, because we're going to prison, go to court stuff. But at that time, there were 20. And we got around the phone and we sang the anthem. And then we were told that they were going to do some kind of secret celebrity mashup guest. We thought it was going to be Kid Rock or something like the song We Are the World, maybe a couple of MAGA artists. Yeah. We didn't know. We were like, oh man. Little did we know it was President Trump himself who was going to the recording studio and doing the Pledge of Allegiance. And they mashed it up called Justice for All. We won #1 Billboard Award. We went #1 on Billboard's digital downloads list, and we were we also ranked a lot high on other factors they factor. But we won a Billboard Award. So first president to win a Billboard Award, and first, yeah.
And then, so I mean, honestly, it sounds good. I can't believe it was in the. How did they get the quality to come across? Did they use some digital enhancement or something? It was fucking sounded great.
I don't know. Well, it's because we were singing in a recording studio. Like we would call at 9 to different rallies or things that were going on out there, and then they would have us on stage on a mic. So we would do it live. But this time, since we were recording it, we sang it in the in the main room. We all piled in someone's cell for one recording. We were trying to just do it like we did like 4 or 5 times to get the best acoustics in different parts of the pod we could find. So yeah, I don't know which one they ended up using. I hope it's the one when we were in we were actually in Kelly Meggs' cell at the time.
It was moving, especially for being there and knowing what you guys went through and appreciating it, and knowing you're fucking political prisoners.
When President Trump started playing that at his rallies, and I believe the first one was Waco, Texas, which was really cool because I think fucking middle finger to the government is Waco for sure.
Yeah.
But when he started playing it, I mean, we could all have like debates on whether, when, if he gets in, because we didn't know if he's going to, get in, and then is he going to pardon us? How quick or what's going to happen? We didn't know. Honestly, once he started playing our song at the rallies, I knew the answer. I knew the answer. I love that man.
On the edge of your seats about Trump. That was your future, your lives, right?
Yeah.
The night of the election had to be a long ass night. You guys probably couldn't sleep.
Dude, I got out September 30th. I did almost 4 years. So I had a 51-month sentence, did 85% of it. They actually fucked me up or screwed me over on the halfway house. And if they didn't give me halfway house, they're going to be halfway home confinement for the last 6 months or 12. They could actually do 6 to 18 months of your last year sentence in the feds. They made me do every day to the door. They didn't let me go to that. But I get out a little early. Crazy. So I guess I talked to some of my buddies in jail through other people and stuff like that when I'm on the phone when they call, and they were not sleeping. But what weird about my story is when I was a kid, 2008, I received a charge and I selling drugs, got caught first felony, first drug charge. I did 10 years for that. I had 10 years over my head, and then I got off probation. I got out. I turned my life around, really educated myself for 10 years, and had read hundreds of history books, dozens of college textbooks, word for word, cover to cover. Read international reports my dad would send me. I crammed my brain full of stuff. I get out, building a good life in Nashville, 3.5 years. I was off probation 2 years before January 6th happened. When January 6th happens, I do my almost 4 years. I get out September 30th, right before the election. On January 1st, I believe, the place I'm staying in Virginia is raided in the middle of the night. I have to turn myself in. I wasn't there. I turned myself in the next day. They have full cops, guns out, everything. my roommate who owns the house, he almost got shot. He went out with a gun. He went out, in his boxers. They were trying to break into the house. He had security cameras everywhere. So he grabs his gun. He's like, "What the fuck?" You know what I mean? He grabs his gun and goes out in his boxers. And he's like, he yells to them. He has to yell to them first. And then they say they're cops. He puts the gun down. But it's like, this could have got crazy. You know what I mean? Because they're trying to break into a house. Well, apparently there was fine print in my sentencing back in 2008 when I was a kid. That was good behavior for life. Even though I got off probation 2 years ago. So they wouldn't give me, they locked me up. So I'm in jail for that. It takes me 2 weeks to get bond. So I'm actually in jail for that during the election. The TV in the pod is right in front of my cell, but it faces out. So I'm just like at my door listening to the returns on CNN just all night. And yeah, I was facing 10 years. Didn't even know if I was going to get out on bond for that. I did. So I was on bond for Virginia and federal probation. And then the pardon got rid of the federal charge. And then there's no violation. So they eventually dropped that facing 10-year thing. So that was good. So I was on pins and needles too. When he got shot too, everybody freaked out.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Oh, yeah. So tell them about the Proud Boy stuff, right? We are big. This is just me and Mike are big supporters of the Proud Boys. I guess I'm a Proud Boy associate, or John. I'm a Proud Boy wannabe.
Yeah,
I want to be one.
Make it official, man. It's my advice.
Yeah. Here you go. Antifa. Here.
Absolutely.
Fuck you, Antifa.
Yeah. Made you look, motherfuckers.
Right.
Made you look, motherfuckers.
You think that I'm assuming they brought it up in court? Proud Boy. Did they bring it up in court?
No. The reason is, so I was not a Proud Boy on January 6th. I actually, a couple years in, dealing with all the bullshit, met a bunch of Proud Boys that were locked up with us, loved all the guys. Dominic Pizzola, one of the Seditious Five, was with us in the beginning for a while. He's a buddy of mine. Well, they go through their. He gets moved out, and then what they do to those seditious five is they put them in Alexandria jail, separate them in different pods, all on solitary confinement for their 6-month trial. So it's weird because they see each other every day at the trial, but they're solitated away from each other in the jail. And as soon as they were found guilty, they moved them out, moved them to the DC jail with about 35 of us J6ers. And that's when I met these guys, Enrique and Ethan and Dominic and I already knew Dominic, but Biggs and Zach. And they became, a lot of our, these are some of my best friends. They're great men. And I decided to throw my middle finger up while I was suffering the worst abuse and join the ranks of the Proud Boys, because it is a truly patriotic and amazing men's organization. And I think every man should strive to be a part of it. But yeah, so that's my story. So I kept it kind of quiet until after sentencing because I knew they were going to do that.
Real quick on the Proud Boys. So, we got Antifa's probably watching us right now, John, which, fuck you guys. Fuck
yeah. Hey, look, if they were really against the fucking system and the corruption and all the bullshit, they'd be MAGA.
Yeah.
So, fuck the feds.
So I'm going to say this with John. John will reinforce it, right? My friends in the Proud Boys, they're not racist. They're not white supremacists. They don't go out and start fights. They don't go to Biden events. They don't go to Democrat events and start trouble. Never. It's the media that lies. Like Jerry, what's his name? Nadler or whatever. Oh, what is Antifa? There's no such thing. That's bullshit.
We are a patriotic men's drinking club. And the other thing we do that's flashy that the media runs with is we do security at conservative and Trump rallies and conservative events. We go to our events to do security. And we also, and I will admit, and I'm proud of it, we do security a little more unconventionally than normal groups of militia and different. We're not a militia, but like people show up to do security in their groups. We go in our group and we do it a little differently. Normally, if there's Antifa, there's always Antifa throwing bricks at innocent civilians. That's why we show up. Normally, the security will go make a line and block and make everybody stay away from each other. We do it a little differently because they're not going to stop.
No.
If you throw a brick at an innocent civilian, we're going to chase you down and beat the fuck out of you.
Yep. So I just happen to coincidentally have this sitting right here. I'm going to read this off. You probably know this, John, but I don't know about you, Mike. So here's the core tenets of the Proud Boys. And I want you guys, as I read this off to you, think about what the media says and the Democrats, right? So these are the core tenets, and think about what the media says, all right? Minimal government, who's against that? Maximum freedom, who's against that? Anti-political correctness, who's against that? Anti-drug war. There might be some people. Closed borders. This was written a long time ago, you guys, right? Anti-racial guilt, meaning we should not feel guilty for what happened, hundreds of years ago.
200 years ago.
Pro-free speech, First Amendment. Pro-gun rights, Second Amendment. Glorifying the entrepreneur, right? Venerating the housewife. I didn't know that because I'm a dumb South Side. So I told my wife I wanted a venerator when I first saw that.
Yeah, she got hot, didn't she?
That's a joke, guys. That's a joke.
That turned her on, probably, though. You know what I mean? They want to be venerated.
Reinstating a spirit of Western chauvinism. There is nothing wrong to be proud being American of what the Western world did for everything, right? Everybody's trying to come here. Everybody. And these scumbags on the left that are saying that, we're all bad and shit. Then why the hell are you guys trying to come here? And another thing, the Proud Boys are not racist. Enrique is African-American and Puerto Rican.
Cuban.
The guy that ran Remy.
He's half Cuban, you racist.
And Remy, who's run like Chicago, Illinois.
Don't worry, it's all the same. All the
Remy's from Mexico, right?
Yeah.
They're guys that are gay guys. It's totally opposite. It's totally opposite. They protect people. Matter of fact,
we're patriotic. We love the Constitution. If you look on Wikipedia, it says we're neo-fascist.
Right.
I was like, it's crazy.
I was with a cop. We just happened to stay in a hotel that was full of Proud Boys. Just a coincidence.
Safest place to be.
And then I wore this. This was on Sedition Hunters. They call me Big Pouches. I have my pouches full of this shit, right?
Hell yeah.
Because I do this. These are fake hand grenades, right? I did that.
Yeah, you got to mention that. They're fake hand grenades. People might get the wrong idea. You know what I mean?
I do that on purpose because the fucking left. Oh, we lost them.
I'm sure I'll be back.
So anyway,
I wonder if this phone fell over again.
so we did that. So that was to protect myself because I was there to January 5th, I was getting cancer treatment. I had a knee replacement. I was there to protect myself and people. That's it. I was no, and then we just happened to be in a hotel that was full of these guys. It was just a coincidence, right?
Yeah.
And they're good guys. So, oh my God, John, I hope you get back up. Maybe your battery ran out on your phone or something. What
It'd
else?
be terrible.
Well, listen, while we're waiting for him, I want to bring up something important, Mike. In September, we're going to have a very, very special guest. Everybody, what's intriguing to a lot of people is organized crime, right? It's very close to my heart.
Yeah.
And so I talked to Jimmy Feccarata today. So some of you who know me from the area neighborhood, some of you guys know we're killing some time here. Thank you. You're back.
Yeah, what happened?
I'm going to finish a statement here while we're killing. So
Yeah.
we're going to have a special guest in probably mid-September, Jimmy Feccarata. So if you don't know Jimmy Feccarata here from the Chicago,
I love that name, by the way.
Yeah. So if you guys saw the movie Casino, Joe Pesci, right? So this is going to be the first time ever. Jimmy's. We're like family. My children call him, Uncle Jimmy. I had his cousin Bobby Feccarata in my second wedding, and he's going to come on the show for the first time ever. Right? He's going to talk about his father. His father's John Feccarata. So those of you guys, you guys saw the movie probably Casino. There's other documentaries. Family Secrets. Calabrese killed my friend Jimmy's father, John Feccarata. He's going to come on the show and set the story straight about his first time ever. Guys don't talk about this shit, right? And so, John, Jimmy's father, if you remember Casino, right? Jimmy's dad is the guy that killed Joe Pesci and his brother. For real. And then
didn't they do it with bats and shit? Bury him in a fucking.
That's what we're gonna open the show with, actually, from Casino. So unfortunately, when we're Jimmy's, after they found the bodies, and if you guys remember the movie Casino on the back end, they did find the bodies in a field in Indiana, and unfortunately, Jimmy's dad was killed, and that was Operation Family Secrets. There's movies about that. Calabrese. So
I do want to say real quick, my heart does go out to him and his family. That sucks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you're gonna go out, that it's been more memorialized in movies and documentaries. I mean,
yeah, he's gonna talk for the first
kind of cool.
He's gonna straighten some stuff out. Mike, you're familiar with the presumptive candidate running for governor that claims to be a mob. He's coming after me.
He still hasn't reached out to me, by the way. His invitation's still open.
Jimmy's going to set the story straight about this fraud, about everything about this guy. That's one of the reasons he wants to come out here. But another time, he wants to talk about his dad and some cool shit. So sometime in mid-September, we're going to have Jimmy Feccarata on the show talking about his father. All right? So we were doing that to burn some time while we waited for your technical difficulties. So you're back on. Great. Thank God.
Yeah.
All right.
I kind of wish it, I don't know what his wife's name is, but I can only imagine. I wish it was something cool that goes with Feccarata.
Yeah.
Like Holly or Holy or something.
I think it was I love to.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Feccarata. Is it an L? It's a Feccarata?
I love the Feccarata.
Is it an L? It's not a Feccarata. It's a Feccarata. Oh wow.
Feccarata. No, I'm goofing around.
Amazing. I love that.
I would call him Mukarata. He's gonna get mad. I said that. Okay, Jimmy Mukarata. So I think we skipped over this, but tell us how you got arrested or how you found out you were getting arrested.
Oh yeah. Well, all right. So I'll tell you what I witnessed on January 6th, and I'll tell you how I got arrested. So on January 6th, we all went to the Capitol, and I'm telling you, it was like 1 million people. It was huge. And we're walking from the Ellipse Park and the Washington Monument down the National Mall. I'm taking videos, pictures. I see a giant crowd piling up over the Capitol building, which is normal for any lefties watching. Any march in D.C., most of them, they go from one place to the Capitol building or to the Supreme Court to wherever you're putting your petition, wherever you're, wave your signs, you freak out the people inside. That's what you're doing. So we walked over to the Capitol. There were speeches supposed to be over there, permitted speeches. So we all go over there. On the east side of the building, they let everyone in. The cops opened the doors and said, "Come on in." On the west side of the building is where the action happened.
Yeah.
Now, Now, so I'm going down and I'm about a quarter of the way down. So big, but the National Mall is very long. So it's about a quarter of the way down. And I hear a roar come from the front of the crowd, like Elvis just walked out or something. And little did I know at the time what had happened was, and I have the video footage on my Rumble account, We Are Good Men. So if you see, my website is wearegoodmen.com.
Yeah.
My Rumble is also We Are Good Men. And you scroll down, you see the PB, the black and yellow thumbnail. That's the one. It's a montage of police brutality. What had happened was they were shooting rubber bullets and flashbangs into an innocent crowd, peaceful crowd. And the people say, go fuck yourself. Double middle fingers were coming in. And you know, I am so proud of that move. And I'll tell you why. For decades, doesn't matter, Republican, Democrat, whoever gets in, the country, the government keeps growing and the tyranny keeps encroaching on our freedoms, whether it's any crisis, you name 9/11, it's the Patriot Act. They're spying on us. Any situation, they're screwing us over every time. Nothing ever changes. Then we have a year of COVID, Twilight Zone. What the fuck? Authoritarian takeover. And then we have a censored and lied about election. I mean, the censorship against us and the lies about Trump, and we know it. So whether you want to say election fraud on that day or not, I don't care. Yeah. The election season was corrupted and the media was totally against him. So we go there to protest this election, finally, after it's been building, the tension, and then they shoot at us and blow us up. Go fuck yourselves. You know, it's like, you can't do that to American citizens. And if we'd have tucked tail and walked away, I'd have been ashamed of us. So I hear the roar from the crowd. I see people start climbing on the inaugural stage, like going up there. And I'm in niche. I mean, if you knew me, I'm like, dude, if people are climbing on the inaugural stage, which is built every 4 years, doesn't even exist there on the west side of the Capitol, I want to go up there and stand where the president puts his hand on a Bible. If other people do it, I want to do it.
Yeah.
And I want to smoke weed right there. So that was the reason why I climbed the building. It was my middle finger to the system. It was, that's what I'm going to do right where the president gets inaugurated. Anyway, I go up there.
Hey, is that legal?
Here, I guess, but I wouldn't care if it wasn't.
I'm kidding. It's illegal. It's legal in Illinois.
Yeah, it's pretty much everywhere now.
Man, I used to get hundreds of pounds at a time. You think I give a shit if you're smoking weed on there?
In LA, where I'm at, they let you smoke weed legally, but in California, it's illegal to smoke menthol or to buy menthol cigarettes. Yeah, but I go in, I move out here recently. I go in there, can't get menthol cigarettes, but there's like bubblegum flavored vapes right next to it. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Anyway,
I sent you that. I don't know if you could do it now.
Yeah, I'm grabbing them right now.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to show a couple pics. I only sent you a few, John. There's so much shit from J6 I want to share with you. I did share the guy. So this, I just coincidentally happened to be walking in front of the Chicago Proud Boys to the Capitol, John. We just had, there's Jim Bob on my line.
That's my homeboy, Jim Bob. Uhuru. I love you, brother.
Yeah, so there's and look at my little friend in between us. The little guy to my right, looks like a gangbanger. Pants hanging down there, but he's a Cook County sheriff. So his hat.
Is that you in the middle, bro?
I'm on the with the big bags, my bags.
Yeah,
yeah. I see you in the bag, looking tough, man. Hell yeah, Trump American.
So there's Rob, my friend Rob Waller. You fucking scumbags! They tried to figure out who he was for years. He just retired as a Cook County sheriff. There was no insurrection plan. His hat that he had on had his Cook County sheriff logo on it. So who goes to overthrow the government is a Cook County sheriff with the Cook County sheriff hat on? Nobody.
So Enrique and all the other fellas, the seditious five, they got charged with seditious conspiracy.
See that?
Okay, so keep this picture up. That's me. Now I go up to the Capitol, I smoke the weed, hang out for a couple hours, watch,
Wait, hold on. It looks like a big afro there. It's you?
And my sedition hunter's name was Cowboy Screech, and it's funny because
you must be Sicilian if you got an afro like that.
So if you see on the bottom right of the screen, you'll see Roseanne Boylan circled in red.
Oh, yeah.
Eyewitness. So I'm down to if you're looking at the hallway. In this picture, I was usually standing out and to the left, a little down, watching what was happening in the hallway. I went into the hallway a couple times, did the heave ho with the fellas against the cops. There was cops. We were clashing, pushing. Most of us, we were mostly us pushing and trying to get through, stealing shields for them. I'm sure some guys threw some blows, but on the cop side, nobody talks about this. They say 140 injured officers. Dude, on the officer side, they were being viciously violent. They were taking batons, beating heads, reaching over people, beating women that weren't even being a threat. They were doing so much stuff. So I'd like to see how many of us were injured, actually, because it's like people come with broken skulls. Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So right here in this picture, so I was down and to the right of this picture, and I start noticing the crowd in front of the hallway is screaming, we can't breathe, and there's a woman being trampled and killed by police. There's a woman being trampled, there's a woman can help, there's a woman dying. So I go down underneath that crowd and come up the left, like you see in this picture.
Yeah.
I see a guy holding a stick. And what I had thought was, well, if we want the cops to stop fighting and beating the shit out of us, maybe the guys in the front need to knock their masks off. So that was the move that had been in my head for about 30 minutes or an hour. So when I grabbed that stick, I yelled, knock their masks off. And my intention, because let me tell you, when I came around the corner, bodies unconscious on the ground, people screaming loudly, bloody murder that a woman was being killed. Yeah. So I come around the corner, I see bodies on the ground, I snap into action, I run up, I grab that stick, and I try to knock two of the officers' masks off. I strike two off. So the first one, I try to knock mask off, and I accidentally hit him in the throat, and, knocked him straight down to the ground. And then the second one, I tried again, and I hit him in the throat and knocked him right to the ground. Well, they should have been beating and trampling, and not only that, the people on the ground, because they were trampling and beating people unconscious, but they were trampling and beating everyone who's trying to help and get those people out. They're spraying them. It was insane. So we finally, when that happens, when I do that, they spray me pretty quickly. I'm out, but other people reacted. About a dozen of us reacted right there, and we all went to prison. But there was enough time for the protesters, for the Patriots, to get her body out and start chest compressions. Sadly, it was too late, and people were still begging the cops to take her in. And eventually, the cops did drag her by her feet behind their line, and they brought her back to do CPR and stuff. They got the paddles. They broke the machine. And then she died. So I was arrested in Virginia in a pre-dawn raid, like I was Al Qaeda. Dozens of fully armored FBI agents with military gear and automatic weapons, armored trucks, and so there's that. So then I was placed in. So now I want to tell you something about the Seditious Five. When I meet them and I get to know them, and we clicked. They clicked with so many guys. But they're really great men. They're patriots, and they're funny as shit. That's why they get a bad rap. That's why all of us get a bad rap, because we're funny. We like to troll a little bit because we know we're not Nazis. So go fuck yourself. I'll do it because I know you're gonna get bent out of shape about it. Fuck Hitler, but I'll do it, and I know they're gonna take this screenshot and they're gonna fucking use it. Go fuck yourself. I don't care. So because I know the truth. But these men are great men. And if you think they tried to plan an insurrection, honestly, they got the balls to do something like that. They got the balls to do something like that because these men love America and they are fucking awesome men. But they're intelligent enough to know that that's ridiculous. Yeah. Especially with no guns, beers in their pockets. They literally, Dominic's the only one, he beat the seditious conspiracy charge, but he broke a window. So they were trying to tie his breaking of the window. That was the only violent act, nearly, that any of them did. So they tried to pit him with them, which is, they don't know why they were placed together. It was because of his little break in the window with the shield after the cops had been shooting. Anyway, he beats that charge, but the other, there's three of them. First of all, Enrique was not there, not even in the city. He got 22 years. That's crazy.
Insane.
Stuart Rhodes wasn't there.
The other three, Zach, Joe, and Ethan, walk in the building peacefully for a few minutes and then walk out. And before they went in the building, they stopped at the food truck to get sandwiches and tacos. Let me ask you, if you're there to take over the most powerful government in the world and it's go time, it's the
you
day.
Definitely stop for tacos first. Yeah, exactly.
You got to swing by Taco Man. You know what I mean? You got to. You know what I mean? You can't take America without a taco.
Yeah, Mike just put up, this is to go back. So this guy was standing right next to me talking about being shot in the face and stuff, right, John? See?
Yeah.
Standing right by me. Get the other one too.
Is that Jeffrey Brown?
I don't know who that is.
It looks like JB.
Those are my pictures, but I don't even know who these guys are, right? You know what I mean? And matter of fact, So John, I sent you that picture with Jacob Chansley. Remember walking by me? I think when I first talked to you.
Yeah, yeah.
I had those pictures on my phone for 2 years. John, I thought I was going to jail. I see what I mean. I'm like, oh, I'm fucked. I didn't even check him for 2 years. Then I'm like, oh wow, I got some breathing room. The next thing you know, I'm a fucking domestic terrorist, and the FBI's at my house 2 years later after January 6th. So like this, I don't even know who this guy is, but I know he was like, I had in my hand, I had my flagpole that's over here and the camera. I mean, I didn't even know we were going to Capitol until the morning of. We got there like at 1 a.m. Me and my cop buddy park. These little fucking Antifa weasels, as we're parking, we're going to break your windows. I'm like, well, I walk up to them, and they took off, so we parked somewhere else. And then we had to meet these guys. I told you, we just happened to stay in the hotel where the Proud Boys were. And so we met them at 6 a.m. in the lobby to walk. There's a lot of walking. People don't even realize. I had a knee replacement earlier that year, too. So I go downstairs, and there was some 3%ers, some of the Proud Boys that happened to be in the hotel, and me and my cop buddy. So I had my buddy gave me his vest, his Cook County Sheriff's vest that he got when he retired, because I saw people getting stabbed and shit thrown at him. I just was on immunotherapy on the 5th. I shouldn't even been there. He's like, here, I can't run, So we go downstairs and I see the 3%er guys. They look like they just walked off the battlefield from Iraq, right? That's their shit. And I'm like, oh man, so like I'm the oldest guy there. I'm like, oh, should I go up to my room and get my goggles and hat? And they laugh. No, you don't need that. Just wait till tonight, because that's where all the fighting was going to happen. So we went there for 2 things: to see Trump and then protect people. I didn't know about the Capitol or anything. I wasn't there. They say, oh, how come you were dressed like this? Oh, I was dressed like that to protect myself against Antifa and Black Lives Matter. It had nothing to do with the Capitol, nothing to do with overthrowing the government with a flagpole and a fucking camera. They're all lying.
No, you're absolutely right. It's so many lies. And, with Roseanne Boylan, her situation, she died.
Yeah.
The medical examiner's office, not the medical examiner, someone from the office, leaked or told the family early on that it was a drug overdose. Either fentanyl, meth. They went with fentanyl, they went meth, whatever. So her family gets her body, they cremate her, and they have the funeral. And then the toxicology. Now her family is liberals, so I assume that they just took the information at face value. But whatever. Toxicology report comes out after they've cremated her body, and there's no toxic drugs in her system whatsoever. And they continue just as late as last year, in the middle of last year, during election season, 60 Minutes says drug overdose. Another big thing people don't know: 4 American citizens, 4 patriots, 4 Trump supporters were killed on January 6th.
Yep.
0 officers were killed on January 6th as a result of January 6th. They take one guy who died the next day, an officer, God bless his heart. My heart goes out to him. I never memorialize him in regards to J6. Of course, he's a fallen officer, and I'm, back to blue. I love him. He's great. And I actually hear he's a Trump supporter, but it wasn't our fault. It's Brian Sicknick. He had a stroke the next day, and the medical examiner, the crooked left-wing medical examiner, agreed that it was natural causes, had nothing to do with us.
Of course.
Last point, Tucker Carlson played footage. When he finally got access to the footage, he played footage of the Buffalo guy, Jacob Chansley, being escorted around the building by officers, like he said, and Officer Sicknick alive and well and totally healthy after the riot. And I'll say it was a riot. It was a riot. We fucking say, go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? When you say fuck you to the system, the riot is the voice of the unheard. So anyway, showed what happened there, and that he was alive and well, and then he got fired immediately. So
Mike, we got to pull up that, not now, but later, not now, but Mike, I want to look like that Boylan thing. John, I didn't even hear about that. We got to, because they keep that shit silent.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah. You can go to my website, wearegoodmen.com. I haven't updated it in this section in a while, but if you scroll down to the bottom, there's a section that big words that says her name is Roseanne. So it's a lot of the reporting and the videos and the things about Roseanne Boylan that came out early on by Gateway Pundit. Gateway Pundit is an amazing publication, and Epic Times. And
shout out to Jim Hoft. I love Jim Hoft. I know you.
Jim Hoft is my hero, man. And I'll tell
Jim
you,
and Grow are great.
People don't know.
Are great guys.
People don't realize that, his publication, staying honest to the truth, was able to. So let me just say, early on, I became friends with Jim Hoft. I actually had the first article. So I wrote an article about my experience. They took me out of the pod, put me in 35 days in the hole, a real hole. So I was in solitary confinement, but I had my buddies in the walls next to me. But now they put me in a dungeon randomly, right? So my lawyer then comes to visit me one time, and he says, finally says, he's a lefty public defender, says Roseanne Boylan got what she deserved.
Wow.
At that moment, I'm like, you know what? Go fuck yourself. You're fired. But I call Kara Castronova, who was a friend of mine I had made, and I asked her. I was like, look, I'm in the hole, and I'm fucked. Like, this guy doesn't, like, he's not fighting for me, and I don't know. Do I fire him? But I need a lawyer. How do I get one? She said, you know what? Write a letter about your experience of what's happening to you, and then she'll write an article around it, and then put it in the Gateway Pundit, and we'll put my personal fundraiser link, my Give Send Go, in there. And I raised almost $100,000, which is a lot, but a fucking DC lawyer is $100,000.
Yeah, not cheap.
The retainer is $35,000. So
yeah, when I was fucking 24 back in 1980 something, I spent 50 grand on my attorney. So that's nothing. That's nothing.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. They want to act like this 4 to 6 hour disturbance in DC was like the worst thing that happened in the United States since 9/11 or Pearl Harbor, when they're still rioting out in Portland, Seattle, on and off in California. But that gets
our insurrection abided by the curfew.
Yeah, you guys are gone before the sun was down.
They put a curfew. We abided by it. Fuck.
How about that mayor bitch? There was not one fucking porta potty out for almost 1.5 million people.
They shut the restaurants down that day too.
Yeah, it's 6 o'clock. We're back in the hotel, and then I would talk to the manager at the Marriott, and I'm like, "Well, all right." I tried to order pizza and shit for all the guys and stuff. We couldn't, everything was shut down at 6. Then I said, "Well, can I order food?" I ran into him on the elevator. His exact words: "That bitch Bowser won't even let me serve food from my own hotel, including my employees who work all overnight." She said, "We can't serve." That's another thing that hasn't been on the news. He goes, "I can't even give my employees food, which I feed every night when they work. It's part of the deal."
Yeah.
So we didn't eat until the morning. Oh, and by the way, remember I told you that we moved from one lot to the other because of the little Antifa fucks? So in the morning, we're getting ready to leave, me and Rob, and there's cars pulling up with broken windows. They all parked in that parking lot where me and Rob were like, "Oh, fuck, we better not park your car here, Rob." And they broke all the windows. So no one talks about it. Here's another thing that no one talks about. "Oh, you guys we're making it up. There wasn't Antifa. Oh, it's all bullshit." Oh, really? How many times in the past, in December, in November, people were stabbed, shit were thrown at them, but all of a sudden, January 6th, there just happens to be no Antifa on the street. Zero.
Yeah.
Is that a coincidence? None of them.
Well, there's videos of them.
They were everywhere, and they were dressed up and stuff like MAGA. They were everywhere agitating people. So anyone that tried to say anything different, that, "Oh, we're full of shit." No. Why wasn't there Antifa everywhere? Because they were up.
I met the police chief's son of the Capitol Police, the one that he resigned the next day, I believe, after January 6th. But he was police chief on January. I actually met him at a bar. There was a bunch of events going on, and he was in a tux, but he had his tie undone. He was having a drink, so he had done something earlier in the night. So I'm in his after hours, and I was like, "Holy mackerel!" And this woman I was talking to introduced me to him, and we talked for like 20 minutes. And I just had a couple of questions, really simple ones, like, were they understaffed that day? And he was like, yeah. And it's above his pay grade what they're doing. All they know, Nancy Pelosi and them, they know if they understaff it, deny the 10,000 National Guard that Trump wanted to send, understaff the police force, give all the opportunity for any spark to, you know what I mean? They set the stage. We took the bait, but if we didn't take the bait, they would have went with the pipe bomber story, and that one was gayer because it wasn't us. You know what I mean? I want it to be us at least.
Yeah, well, we'll hear more about that soon, I think. But
that was there's my pipe bombs. I planted 2 pipe bombs in DC. That's the guy. Yeah. That's the guy that's running for governor. The fake Republican. It's a Democrat. Said, "Oh, we might know that the guy that planted the pipe bombs is Terry Nixon."
We had a J6er in the jail, Brandon Fellows. He was in
for
minor charges. Yeah, he's a great guy. I love him. He's like my spirit animal, honestly. He had minor charges. They held him for like 2 years. But what he did is he fired his lawyer and went pro se. And he taught himself law. He's got Asperger's like Elon Musk. He's super smart. Teaches himself law just so he can go into court every preliminary hearing, everything, and troll the fuck out of them. He's just like making fun, naming his exhibits, like, getting sexy with the popo when he's like posing all cool with the cops at the Capitol, like weird. He had like a big red weird beard on, a fake one. He's like a goofball. He was just walking through the Capitol, you know what I mean? Like having a good time, and he's showing these pictures and he's naming his exhibits because he knows the court reporter has to repeat the name of the exhibit when he calls for it. So he's fucking with him.
Up with you guys? He was
so for almost 2 years, and he had minor charges. But the thing I wanted to get to is I told him if he really wanted to troll, what he should do is start saying like in publicly that or indicating that he was the pipe bomber.
Well, it's weird. You said that guy had Asperger's.
Yeah,
my
Elon Musk.
My celly in the hole when we go out like to get the shower twice a week. They called him Ass Burner. I'm joking. I was never gay in jail. I'm fucking around.
No. It's not gay if you're in jail. It's fine.
It doesn't count. It's a joke, you scumbag.
It's not gay unless you make eye contact. It's fine.
Yeah. What do they call it? You're gay for the stay.
Yeah.
Look, man, it's not gay if it's a business move. Okay.
Yeah, right.
It's transactional.
Just business. It's transactional, But no. So it's I'm now. So I was in prison a few months ago. Several months ago, and now I'm like I said, speaking around the country, groups of people, usually GOP committees or dinner clubs, breakfast clubs, luncheons, and I'm in LA now. I was originally, when I got my pardon, going to move to Florida, but I met this girl. She works.
Hold on a minute. She's over your right shoulder there. Can you tell?
Yes, actually, that's her. So that's her first cover for Playboy magazine. Actually, I usually don't lead with the Playboy thing because I want to be respectful to your audience. But she does a lot of other things. But yeah, she's a beautiful woman. Four times on the cover.
I think I have like one of those magazines in my closet from when I was younger, but the pages are stuck together. I'm almost positive I got that thing.
Yeah, that's actually so respectful. Something weird is she did a lot of work with the church at the time.
Oh my God.
That she did that. She worked with kids and stuff like that. This year was 2018. This was the only year, the first year or whatever, that they went non-nude in Playboy, right? So she didn't even get totally the nude, and the church like fucking turned on her and were like assholes.
You know what's weird, John? I'm Italian Catholic, well, Polish or Catholic too, but I was an altar boy, Our Lady of Loretta. The first blowjob I got was when I was an altar boy. That's a joke.
I'm afraid. Yeah.
Everybody off. It's a joke, again. It's a joke.
It's a joke. It was a nun. It was fine.
Yeah, right.
Hey, look, you see some of them nuns, you're like, damn it, I wish you weren't a nun.
Yeah.
Are you really a nun? How committed are you?
Take your little hat off, honey.
You hate to see a really gorgeous woman, become a nun, and part of you likes it. It's okay, but part of you dies inside.
What a waste.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Oh, now I'm gonna get all kinds of bullshit. So I hope I meet you sometime in the future or something. Or
you're in Chicago, right?
Yeah, we do a J6 or whatever. I mean, or LA.
Yeah, if you're out in LA, man, definitely. Yeah. So let me finish. She works for Newsmax. Also, she does work for Newsmax. She does some work for them, and she also is a talent manager. That's probably the biggest part of her pie. She manages directors, writers, producers, musicians, and supermodels. She's always got supermodels living with us. She's got one living with us now, so it's kind of cool. Yeah, I would like to, I'm going public and I'm telling my story, but also I'm out here at red carpets and events for different things for the troops. I mean, big LA things in the liberal bastion. But let me tell you, there's a giant network of counterculture MAGA patriots ready to pop
in Hollywood. So
I go full MAGA everywhere I go out here.
John, I don't know if I told you, I worked in the movie business in Chicago with my Italian buddies. And I'm a stuntman. So I'm old fucking ratchety fucking half dead stuff, man. But I got my SAG card. I was a gangster in 6 movies back in the. I'll send you that stuff. You'll crack up. But
yeah, that's cool. Yeah, send it to me. I'd love to check it. I thought she'll probably love to check it out too.
In between prison,
maybe we'll get you another job.
Yeah, in between prison sentences, I was fucking. played a mobster 6 times. So, like,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
no, I knew we were gonna have fun with you. I appreciate it. And you know what? For our religious, Christian, spiritual friends, I apologize, but you know what? I talked to John before. I said, "This is not a children's show," and I said, "Go at it." And I apologize. I know you're gonna get some whining, and we'll go back to being like
Well,
more.
are we pressed for time? Can I say something to the Christians out there?
Yes.
I
Yeah,
do
we
not.
got about 5
I do
minutes.
not apologize. He can apologize. I'm not.
Yeah.
Because you know what? I love that MAGA, fuck the Republicans, fuck the Democrats.
I agree.
Yep.
MAGA is taking over, and we're taking over both. I'm telling you, I say most liberals are actually MAGA, especially the young ones. They just don't realize it yet. You know, we have a beautiful coalition, and part of that coalition is our Christian base. And I love that. I'm agnostic myself. I also am culturally Christian. I love Jesus and his teachings, and that's the compass that I use. But I'm on my own journey. But MAGA in general, we have lawyer section, we have chamber of commerce, we have all sorts of different coalition partner gays, we have gay MAGA, we have everybody. But what we need is a party culture. We need the rock and roll side of things, because you know what? There's nothing more rock and roll than a middle finger, and there's no bigger middle finger than Donald Trump and January 6th.
Yes.
Okay. So it's rock and roll, and people out here are responding to it in LA. You're going to see some pretty big things coming out of here. And I can't wait to show you guys what's been happening. So many people in LA, in Hollywood, are MAGA, and they are ready to come forward. You're going to see a flood.
I will, if you have something out there, I will come out there myself to like participate and do whatever.
Absolutely, we should talk. Yeah, for sure. No, that'd be fun.
Because it's about time that these liberals. I was raised a Democrat, Southwest Side Italian Union family. I was in 2 unions. My uncle was a president of the People's Gas. My mom's uncle was a president of Labor's Union in Boston. I mean, I'm from a fucking hardcore Dago union family. And like my mom's 85, 86, my dad's 85. All my they all became Republicans. My dad retired from the city of Chicago. He's still alive. Dad, you're probably not watching, but he's a union guy. He's a fucking Republican, hardcore. My mom's a grandma fucking MAGA on Facebook. She's like,
your mom is great.
Yeah, she's like, she's sticking up, defending me against these assholes. She's 86 years old.
And she's paying attention. She's watching everything. She's the direction we're getting drugged now. But yeah, you're right. MAGA is going to be the new counterculture. That's part of what the media fears right now. They're losing grip on the narrative, and they're losing grip on what's cool.
After 10 years of campaigning relentlessly against Trump, 10 years of the media, the whole establishment, the whole system that these Antifa think they're fighting against, but they're actually fighting for. This whole system attacked one-man Trump and his followers for 10 years, and he won the popular vote after that. Think about that.
Exactly.
We're coming. We're coming.
So
exactly.
I know this is going to be a fun. This is one of my funnest interviews.
Yeah, we'll have to get you back.
I was going to introduce you to my girlfriend, but we've been running around all day with meetings. And when we got back, she just she has another meeting with some artists, and then but she took a nap. Yeah, she's like over there. I yelled to her when I turned the mic off for a second.
Wait, she's napping. Go in there and take a picture.
Yeah, I would. I don't know what she looks like right now. Sometimes she puts those like tapey things under her eyes to like whatever.
Okay, I'm joking.
For the fucks.
Disrespectful.
Yeah. No. Actually, I did a podcast one time with her sleeping in the background down, like I was on the second story, beautiful house, beautiful mansion. And she was like down there in front of the beautiful wall window that was looking over crazy stuff.
That's where
down there sleeping.
I have sex with my wife is when she's sleeping.
Yeah, it's the only way you can get it sometimes. You know what I mean?
I'm sorry.
I have an arrangement. It's cool if I do it.
Thank God my wife doesn't watch this shit. Oh my God. I'm like, are you sleeping? Oh, good.
But a big thing I want to point out about the wild man, about the, on Instagram, by the way, Patriot Wild Man, everybody go check that out. Is that
it's Instagram. So thank you. Need some help.
Yeah, Patriot Wild Man. Yeah. So the thing is, the left has had a monopoly on cool for too long. Ever since Bill Clinton picked up the saxophone, I was a Democrat till 2018. I thought it was the little guy. I thought it was the cool party, the hip thing. They have successfully pigeonholed Republicans as the fuddy-duddy, stick-up-the-butt, no-fun, super Christian conservatives. Yes, they are part of our coalition, but they are not all of the coalition
No,
because there's ones of us that like to have fun.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Now the thing is, when the Democrats took that mantle of rock and roll, they started fucking kids and worshiping the devil.
Yes.
Okay, that's what we do different. You can have the parties. You can do that. Look, man, I limit myself. I smoke weed and I maybe, you know, I like psychedelics. I'm a kind of a hippie like that. But whatever if your drug of choice is something, look, it's none of my business.
Yeah.
I feel like MAGA is more libertarian. You're supposed to look.
Yeah.
If there's no victimless crime, look, I don't buy prostitutes, but if some woman wants to make a business deal with a guy, that's not my fucking business. You know what I mean? I think the government should only be there when we have to, like, you know, like important things. But my point is this: we can have the crazy freak off parties, except no kids.
Yeah, right. No children.
Leave the kids out of it. Fuck.
Hey, John, I'm going to date myself here, but I was a first mover advantage on ecstasy in 1985 in Chicago.
Oh wow! I used to be a big fan. After my college days.
1985, when they made it illegal from California to Texas to Chicago. I'm joking.
Yeah.
I'm joking. I'm joking. Thank
Absolutely
you.
good.
Thank you for being on.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me, and stay in touch.
All right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, thanks for joining. Yeah, who wants to be a Democrat now? And you know, to be cool in the party, you've got to be a pansexual leprechaun.
Hey, look, you check my Instagram, Patriot Wildman, and see the kind of content I'm putting up there, and you'll see it's fun. It's fun being MAGA.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, thanks for joining tonight. To the audience, thank you guys for joining us tonight. Please like, share, and subscribe to help us to grow so we can bring more people the news the mainstream media doesn't want you to